Mormons live a very different lifestyle than some, and with all different Mormon groups thinking their way is the best way to get to heaven. Before we get into the video, I just want to start by saying please share the video. It's greatly appreciated, and I'm not in any way condoning any of these groups or trying to get anybody to join. The LDS Church has its headquarters in Utah and roughly 17 million members that are most prevalent in the United States, Latin America, Canada, Europe, the Philippines, Africa, and parts of Oceania. The Mormons embrace a lot of Christian beliefs but have their own distinct set of philosophies, values, and practices. Some of their values being, Mormons consider themselves Christians, but Christians don't recognize them as an official domination, believing crucifixion, resurrection, and divinity of Jesus Christ, with a lot of Mormons claiming that God sent more prophets after Jesus' death, with the original church being restored in modern times. Embracing 4 different texts: the Christian Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine, the Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. Adam and Eve lived in Daviess County, Missouri after being driven from the Garden of Eden. There are 3 levels of heaven: celestial, terrestrial, and telestial, and only those in the celestial kingdom will live in God's presence. Mormons also don't recognize God existing in 3 people. Instead, they believe the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost as their 3 separate gods. Joseph Smith is the prophet and found Mormonism. They follow a strict, healthy lifestyle that doesn't allow them to consume alcohol, tobacco, coffee, or tea. Family life, good deeds, respect of authority, and missionary work are important values in Mormonism. Practice clothing rituals that include wearing special undergarments that have religious significations, also known as the temple garments. The attire is worn by adult members who make sacred promises to God. And remember, not all Mormon churches will accept the label Mormon because the term has at times been used in a derogatory manner, and it does not allow for the variety of beliefs that exist among churches that allow the Book of Mormon and the teachings of Joseph Smith. The Mormon Church has banned the practice of polygamy in 1890, and over the years have acknowledged that Joseph Smith wed as many as 40 wives, some as young as 14. But today, they frown upon polygamy and choose to marry just one spouse, but a lot of break-off groups still believe in polygamy and practice it to this day, with a lot of groups like the FLDS and the Kingstons go too far and abuse polygamy and also marry underage women. Polygamy might be a huge part of the Mormon faith within certain break-off groups, and in my opinion, that is perfectly okay, but they need to put a law on it to restrict polygamy so you can only have a certain amount of wives and children within polygamy, because if you start to have, like, for example, 300 kids and 80 wives, there starts to be abuse and neglect between the wives and their children. And the wives start to become a single parent when the husband can't devote his time, but only once a month or less, which isn't fair to the wives and the children, and there is no way a single person can take care of all these children and be there for their wives in a healthy manner. Plus, not to mention what it does to your body when having a large number of kids. Once you have been baptized, you will get garments that you will have to wear all the time. It depends on the member if you choose to wear it to bed or not. And the garments are worn underneath your clothes and never shown to the public. Mormons also have their own college in Utah that was founded by the Mormon leader Brigham Young. Not to be confused with Joseph Smith, but just in case you don't know, Brigham Young was the second leader prophet that came after Joseph Smith died. Brigham Young University, or BYU, is a college that is primarily made up of Mormon members, and the maintaining of the college to provide education to the members is paid for by the Mormon tithings. Once the members turn 18, they will do a 2-year mandatory mission work in different states or countries. Missionaries are mainly done overseas nowadays, and you as a member will have to pay for your own time on the missions. Some people take a lifetime to save up for the missions. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but there is a thing for like elderly and like retirees to go on another mission, but that's not really mandatory or anything. You can choose if you want to do that or not. As a member, you are also required to give 10% of your income to the church, and only those church members who pay a full tithing can receive temple ordinance. And the Lord tells us that those who pay tithings will not be burned at the second coming. The LDS Church says the tithing is for the church itself and other church things, but who knows? The church could abuse the tithings in the same way the American taxes are abused. So who knows if all the tithings or just some are really going to the church. If you like this video and want to see more, then hit the share button down below and share it to your socials. And don't forget to check out last week's video on the different groups of Mormonism. I put out videos every Tuesday at 2 p.m. This has been Lindsay signing off. Peace.